Hey everyone. Welcome to another tech chat. Come on into the room. Tonight we are talking about 5 signs that you're missing business processes. I'm Samantha Pointer. I am the technology organizing guru at Get It Together. And all this month, I'm going to be talking about business processes, systems, why they're important, why you need them, why your business needs them. Last week, I talked about the essential elements of a business process, but this week we're talking about 5 signs that you are missing business processes. In your business, you should regularly be assessing, analyzing, and improving your business operations and how you do things for maximum efficiency. So, because things can change internally, externally, and so that's why you need to be constantly looking at what you're doing in your business, seeing where you can streamline things, seeing where you can set up processes where there are no processes in your business, and just making this a regular task and routine in your business or company. So even if you have 1 or 2 processes that you put in place, it can result in better efficiency for your company, better efficiency for you, and if you have team members, better efficiency and productivity for them. So here are the 5 signs that you are lacking business processes. So number 1 is email overload. Now, this is a big one. We're all deluged with email from, all over the place. So if you or your team members, and when I say team members, I'm talking about if you have a virtual assistant or VA, if you have, a tech person or a web person, or anyone who is on your team, a social media manager, anybody who's working in your business, either as a consultant or as a hire, that is what I'm referring to when I say team member. So if your team member are swamped with emails and your inboxes are getting piled up, especially if you have to man more than 2 or 3 email addresses, then that is a clue that you either don't have a process set up, or you need to refine a process that you may have set up that is just not working correctly. So maybe you need to set up automations for your email, whether that's automatically routing emails that come into the correct departments, or routing them to the correct folders, or tagging them if you use an email marketing system, or even setting up a fax section on your website so you don't get deluged with emails from people all the time with the same question. If there's a place on your website that has the most commonly asked questions in your business, that is a way to cut down on all the personal emails you might get from potential clients and potential customers. So look into doing that. And whenever you're not keeping up with your emails and you got a huge backlog, you need to look at what process do I need to put in place here. Or if you, like I said, you do have a process, then hey, Valerie, like I said, if you do have a process, then you need to see where you can tighten it up, because obviously something might be going awry there, and you need to get the bottleneck or kink out so that you don't get overloaded with emails. And like I said before, you can set up automations where things are automatically filtered to the right person in your business or to the right folder for you to look at later. Okay, number 2 is, and we're talking about the 5 signs that you are lacking a business process. So number 2 is somebody doesn't understand, or there's mass confusion. Okay, So sometimes you need a business process to make things clearer in your business. So if someone on your team or even you uh, aren't performing at the level that you should be, especially, and this is especially true if you have a VA or something, if you see things are kind of lacking and they're not performing their particular job well, it might be they don't understand something, or they don't understand the process that it takes to get that done in your particular business. Okay, so this is a clue to you that you might need to either improve the process for them so they can understand and make it clearer, or that you actually have to set up a process. So you may be new in business and you're used to doing stuff all yourself, and then you get to the point where you need to hire a VA and you get them started, but you really hadn't written down how to do it. You know how to do it because, again, it's your business, but relaying that to them, if you didn't have the process written down, something that they can follow, then that's where the confusion comes into place. So it may be as simple as you asking them, what part of it you don't understand, or how can I make this clear for you, because they might not know the overall goal of what you're trying to accomplish and what they're trying to do. So again, if say you have your VA doing your blog post and you might do it a certain way, well, if you haven't written down that process and they go in and just do it how they would normally do it, or how they did it for someone else, and you're not liking how fast that's going, it's because you need to set up the process and have it written down so you can show them, hey, this is how I do my blog post every time, and this is what I put in it. So again, if there's confusion or misunderstanding either with you or your team members, it may be that you don't have the process, or the process isn't clear, or you don't have a process at all, and that you need to make sure that you have it written down how you want things to go in your business for each job description that you outsource or that you hire for. Number 3, looking at my notes, is repetition and duplication. So another place where you will have a sign that you don't have a process in place, or that you might need to take a look at it, is if you have 2 people doing the same thing in your business, or if you're doing double the work, double task, or you're doing the same thing over and over again, or recreating the same form over and over again, or recreating the same email over and over again. That's repetition and duplication. Or you had this form that you gave all your new clients, but you can't find it right now. So you go in and make a new form, and now you have 2 different forms, okay? But they're the same form. You just went back and recreated. So it might be that when you're performing, or someone on your team is performing the same task multiple times, or you have 2 team members doing the same thing, that you either need to put a business process in place, or that it needs to be simplified, because it may be that you have made the process too long. Last week, I talked about how business processes should be under 10 steps, right? If it's longer than 10 steps, then you're going to want to break them into 2 separate processes. So that might be where you need to go back and look and see if the business process needs to be simplified, if it needs to be one put in place, if you need to cut out the duplication. In this case, you'll just need to break down each task and look closely to see who does what. Now, one key point I want to hit on is you need to effectively communicate to, especially when you outsource things, who does what and who is responsible for what. You want to make that clear in your business processes. When you're writing them down, when you're distributing them, when you're outsourcing or hiring, you want to make sure if your VA does this, and this, that your social media manager is not also working on this, and this, that they have their separate duties, your VA has their separate duties, and you have your separate duties. So again, make that clear when you're writing down your business processes so there won't be any repetition and duplication. Number 4 is resources going down the drain. And by that could be, you know, that could be money, that could be, you could be wasting money, time, labor, effort, all of that, especially if you're not tracking key areas in your business, if you're not tracking the money, if you're not tracking your time, if you're not tracking the return on investment or ROI on your marketing efforts, you could have resources going down the drain. And again, that goes back to you not having a process written down of, this is how we're going to put this system in place, and this is how we're going to track if it's working, and this is how we're going to track if we need to get rid of it or do something different. Again, it's so important for you to put all this down when you're creating your business processes, because, you know, most people think, okay, I'll create a process for, you know, what I'm doing, the task I'm doing, but you also need to create a process for how you're going to track that what you put in place is working, or you're going to track your efforts if it's bringing in new clients or bringing in money. You're going to want a process written down step by step of how you're going to accomplish that. Otherwise, you're just going to be flying by the seat of your pants and not know what's going on. So again, make sure, and this can be automated too. This is an area that can be automated. You can automate tracking, you can automate collecting information that can then be looked over by your team. All of that can be automated, but again, you need to put the process in place, get it written down, and then put it in place so you don't have your time, money, labor, and efforts going down the drain in your business, okay? And we are at number 5. Number 5 is everybody is stressed. If everybody is stressed, you, your team members, you know, your people at home, you know, that should let you know that you don't have business processes in place, or that you need to tweak the ones that you have. Really take a look and see what's going on. So this is a major warning sign, and you often don't see inefficiency in the workflow, but you can see the result of inefficiency by people being stressed, by your team members getting burned out, by you getting burned out. That is a major warning sign. If you don't have things going, you know, if you don't have processes in place and have it written down for everybody and everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing. So I know personally, I don't like working with people and I don't know what you want me to do. Like, you don't have a plan, because just being all over the place and trying to guess where you want to go is very inefficient and is stressful to me. So that's why I like processes written down so we know exactly what we're doing, where we're going. So if you are experiencing burnout, or if your team members are experiencing burnout, it could be that you need a business process in place for that particular thing. And really what you need to be doing as the business owner is doing regular check-ins with your team members, asking them, you know, how can I support you? Are you okay? Is there something that we need to tweak to alleviate the stress, you know, to make sure getting feedback and communication of what's working and what's not working, because they're on the front line. So they're going to tell you whether something you've been doing, whether it's effective for them, or if it's taking them a long time, or if they think it's not, you know, it's too much or too repetitive, or, you know, just not in your best interest. They're going to be the ones who can give you this valuable feedback. So doing check-ins with them and asking them how you can support and okay is what you as a business owner and leader need to be doing. Again, to discover what the problem is or why your team members are stressed, you need to be checking in regularly with them. And if they are stressed and with the work that they're doing, it could be that the business process, if you have one, needs to be simplified, and if you don't have one, that you need to create it. Okay, so and this is an area, like I said, that needs to have a better process. If you already have one, if you don't have one, you're going to need to create it. So in conclusion, let's recap. So 5 signs. Email overload is number 1. Number 2 is somebody doesn't understand or there's confusion. Number 3, there's repetition and duplication. Number 4, your resources are going down the drain. And number 5, everybody's stressed. So if you have one or all of those things going on in your business right now, I want you to really step back, take a look, and say, do I have processes in place? And if you don't, this is the time to get it in place and get it going. Now, setting up business processes, it's not really hard, but it's time consuming. But once you get everything in place, that'll help your business run like a well-oiled machine. And again, you don't have to do this all in one setting or all at once. I would start with 1 or 2 areas in my business to start and start documenting what I'm doing, you know, and if it's just you, that'll help you from being overwhelmed with the whole process of getting, you know, this down on paper or, you know, digitally. So start with 1 or 2 areas in your business, document what you're doing, how you conduct business in that area, and what the steps need to be, and just start that process. Because again, once you set that up, the only thing you're going to be doing after you set up the initial process is going in periodically and updating or taking away information that is no longer needed, or updating the process as you see how things are working. So as things are implemented and you take time to analyze and see where things can be improved or where things are going awry, that's when you're going to be updating your business processes. So again, it's time consuming on the front end, but on the back end, you'll be in a much better space in your business. And this is going to allow you to have that business that runs on autopilot where you're not doing everything in it. So if you need help setting up your business processes, that's what I do. I set up business processes. I help you set up systems and automation. That's everything I do all day, every day. So if you are needing that type of help, I have my PowerUp tech evaluation, which walks you through getting all those processes down on paper, documenting what your outsourced help does, documenting your tech tools that you use, and really just putting it all down and coming up with a game plan. And with that tech evaluation, you also get an hour with me to really come up with a strategy on how to execute it. And from there, you can hand it off to your VA, or you can hire me to actually put this plan into place and start executing it for you. So again, you can go to bit.ly/powereduptech. That is my Power Up Your Biz Tech Evaluation. It's really the first step, even for my higher end VIP clients. That is the first step we do, is going through that Powered Up Tech Evaluation and getting everything down on paper and seeing where we can put processes and systems in place and what needs to be taken away. So again, that is bit.ly/powereduptech. And go ahead and grab that. Don't put this off any longer in your business, because if you don't have a system, you're really just, you know, planning to fail, basically. Thank you, Valerie. You're really just planning to fail if you don't have systems and processes in place, written down, that can then help your business grow, because it's going to be hard to outsource and grow your business if you don't know what's going on. So that is all that I have for you tonight. Again, you will find in the comments how to get your hands on that PowerUp tech evaluation. If you just want to talk with me more about how I can help your business, you can always hit the book now button that is on my page, or message me, and I'll be happy to talk with you further about your business and how I may be able to help you get automated, get systematized, and get organized in your business. Again, I am Samantha Pointer. I will be back next week for another tech chat, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on my business page. Be sure to share this with your friends, with your colleagues, anyone you know who may need systems and automation in their business. I will see y'all later. Bye.